Our next guest is a storyteller who lets his hands and sand do the talking.
Well, you see, Lawrence Koh is an accomplished sand artist, and he tells a story through grains of sand, and millions of them, by the way, using a sort of light box, as you see there, as his canvas. And he uses his fingers and a steady stream of sand flowing from a loosely clenched fist to create images.
And each image is cleverly melded into the next, and what results is a silent film, more like a silent film rather than a piece of static art. And sand, unlike pen or pencil, is a live medium, which all the more makes this art form challenging.
And very unique, I must say. It's just absolutely captivating. Anyway, to find out how he does it, we have Lawrence joining us in studio this morning.
Good morning,
to you,
Lawrence.
Good morning.
But I want to first ask you, how did you even get into it? Sand art.
Actually, since I was young, my father actually exposed me to both the performing arts and the visual arts. So, I mean, I don't come from a very wealthy family when I was young, but my parents actually worked really hard to sort of sponsor me to actually go to arts, arts program and arts exhibitions and so on. So I actually started out, training as a performing artist, as an actor, and even for the voice as well, because my dad, he sings the opera.
Right.
Yeah. So how do I get into this visual art is that, I always find visual arts as an escape from me, especially in the arts in general. So my dad actually introduced me to one of his friend, this Chinese painter actually by the name of Chen Chudian. So he actually sort of like started me out for drawings and sketching and so on. And as I go into secondary school, my secondary school teacher, Miss Kobe Ling, actually sort of pushes me more to actually have my own individual art ideas and creativity and so on.
When did you discover sand?
When it was actually during school days as well. I actually saw this video on about sand art, and it's actually done by a Hungarian artist. So I was actually amazed because coming from a visual arts and performing arts background, I didn't know that
something new and
unique. This art form can actually combine the both together.
I think when everyone first saw it, we were quite amazed too. Did you decide? Okay, you went home and you took some sand and you started trying.
Actually, it's actually kind of funny because at first when I first started out in the visual arts, I didn't even know that sand art is something that's possible for me.
Right.
Because it looks so difficult. So
it does look difficult. Is it difficult?
Yeah, it is difficult. So how to actually get started is like, I just thought of gathering my own materials, just shop for my own materials and just through the encouragement of my best friends, okay, and they sort of say, well, why don't you just do something with sand, like what people are doing? I just never thought it's possible.
So you mean you didn't really have a teacher? Did you learn this on your own?
Yeah, it's all on my own.
So from what you saw online, you basically saw how they did it and tried on your own, trial and error.
I almost gave up.
So
because it's very difficult.
Right, how long did you try before you actually managed to come up with something? I mean, you must have practiced for quite some time.
Well, I mean, after months and months of practice, I just managed to do some simple things like birds, fishes, faces, and that's all actually. Let's
talk more about the creative process. What does it really entail? I mean, when you are, we're looking at some of how you're working right now. It's a story that you're telling through sand, and it's not easy, I suppose, because you change from one picture to another. Do you have a storyboard?
Yeah, I do. But before that, before I actually start conceptualizing a performance, it's actually quite a challenge for me because when I first started out, I didn't really see this as a performing art, just a visual art. But I come to understand the storytelling aspects of it by realizing that impermanence is actually sort of like a way to tell story. And as an actor myself, I actually get an opportunity to actually work with some film directors, especially Mr. Gilbert Chan, the local film director. He actually inspired me a lot when it comes to telling a story, because when I get to be involved in the filming process, I actually get to see how story is being told, how to conceptualize a story, to set the mood and everything.
So is that how you tell your story now? Do you come out with a storyboard first?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So someone will give you a theme and say, we have this celebration coming up for Christmas, for example, and then you'll come out with a story that is related to Christmas. Yeah,
that's right. Like, I've got an upcoming collaboration with storyteller Mrs. Kamini, the renowned local storyteller, and also this Bashka Arts Academy. So these are all collaborations. What happened was that they actually feed me with the kind of ideas that they are going to do in their art form as a dancer, as a storyteller, and so on. And I actually input my own.
So Lawrence, how do you do it? You have a storyboard and you have probably squares of, illustration of how your sand work will look like. And then from there, you look at the different pictures and you decide, okay, this is how I'm going to move the sand this way, that way, and then you go on to the next picture?
It actually has got to do with the music as well. Sometimes I have to be very selective with the kind of music that I use, how it actually portrays a certain kind of mood that I want. Like, sometimes it's not always a very cheerful picture that I portray. As you can see in the Singapore sand art, sometimes I portray war as well. So, how to say that? I sort of like understand what certain visual actually feel to me.
What it's supposed to say.
Yeah, how it actually feels to me before I actually get down to actually doing it. Because I actually did try to just do it, but it didn't work out well because the picture looks very dead to me. Yeah, there's no feeling, there's no message.
Well, the music does help the story flow, and of course the music guides us in how we should feel or react to what we're seeing as well. How often do you ever change on the fly? I mean, as you're going, you start making this, I don't know, a building and you realize, whoops, okay, let me make it the train instead or something.
Well, sometimes that is like more like improvisation. So sometimes I do improvise like that, but that's actually on a very rare occasion because usually I plan in advance.
Sure.
I'm very curious, the type of sand that you use, is it just any sand that you can find or some special sort of sand?
It's actually called silica sand.
Okay.
Silica sand is so fine that you can actually blow it like powder. Yeah, so the reason why we can't use those kind of beach sand, at least for myself, is that, beach sand is actually quite... it's actually mixed with so many things, so it's not pure anymore.
Correct.
So it might just cut your fingers.
I see. And you've got to be someone who's good with your fingers, right? I mean, all the movements and stuff, right? It's not something that anyone can pick up, do you think?
Well, it actually depends. This is something quite individual. For me, is that anything that I can actually get my hands on is actually a drawing medium for me. Yeah, for my hands as well. Like every part of it is actually something for me to draw.
And just one last curious question. I'm curious. I mean, when you say a work of art is long-lasting, whether it's on canvas or sculpture, but yours is just gone.
Yeah,
the next second. How do you feel about that? There's no permanence about it. Do you actually take photos of what you made or
yeah, I did.
recreate?
Like videos, photos, yeah, but in the beginning I find it hard to let go because like
sometimes you made when
I made something like, this is the first time I made it, like should I just wipe it away? But if I can't come to the term that I should just let go of it, then I can never move on. That's the thing. Yeah.
Okay, Lawrence, well, thanks so much. We've just seen some images there. Amazing work that you are doing. Artist Lawrence Koh there, offering some insights into the world of sand animation.
Fascinating, I have to say.